Hello everybody, Trouble Spartan here with another Toontown Rewritten update. This time, we left off at the beginning of the elections, and onwards we go. Okay? Luckily it put us in the same spot. I must have been on play. But anyways, the first day it was Flippy's turn, and for that corporate competition, remember that title because it comes in later in the terminal, which is what we're leading up to. Basically, in that one, he set up his cream pie stand. So far, it hasn't been having basically, if you ever played the VP or CJ, you'll know about how you can aim how high it goes. At that point, it didn't have that, and then in the second time, it was Slappy's turn, and he brought out basically Unites for the pies that Flippy got, complimenting it, and also jelly beans that you can just fly up. And this time Flippy explained his backstory and added aiming for the heights, so it was just like before in the boss battles. So next was Slappy's turn again, hot air balloon, and basically Slappy brought in a high air balloon, but it ended up not working, which was mentioned in this post because it was, I'll show you guys it, because it was hit by a plane. If you look here, he thanks Flippy for the post because it was Flippy's. Can I just highlight it? He's generously let me have it instead of him to make up for the balloon burst, and he didn't have his prepared anyways. He went out muttering about how on earth he was gonna fix some plane. So anyways, that's his. This is a manual transition. Basically, scroll time 9:31 p.m. Toontown time. Got his keys, simplify board, and onwards we go to this. So basically, one person mentioned how a guy made up a simplified keyboard, and basically they decoded through that. Maybe some other stuff. It's been so long. As you can see, it's May 2nd, so it's been a while since this happened. But anyways, I can't believe I remember that. So this time, Flippy goes into Dr. Surly's lab. Aha, yes. No. Maybe. Think, Surly, think. Knock, knock. Surly, you in there? This is important, Surly. I know you're in there. Look at the computer. Bang, bang. Don't tell me you're faced in one of those silly sketches again. Sending request reminder to system terminal. No, this isn't right. The sprocket is tilted 8 degrees to the left, not the right. Or was it up? No, definitely down. 2 inches outwards. Just gonna have to replace that. So if you remember from the first one, which included the silly meter, in the silly meter I mentioned how the sprocket's supposed to be tilted, I don't know how many degrees, but to the right. But anyways, sending final request reminder, air horn deployed. Oh, hello, Flippy, come on in. Like in the security system, I figured after a little break-in, I need to beef up security. I was in here 3 days ago. How did you get it set up so quickly? I have a lot of spare time on my clubs, I suppose. Now, what brings you here so late? I wasn't expecting you. As you remember, it was 9:41 p.m., I'm pretty sure, in Toontown time. Sorry, do you support me on the campaign? For starters, you maximize Slappy's toy and colossal balloon of tuniness using one of your designs. I did do that. Yes, quite a magnificent balloon. He gets screwdriver. I was simply helping a tune in need. In need, Slappy has more jelly beans than I can count, let alone votes. I wasn't talking about him. For the love of him, I don't even know the duck. Now look, Slappy is a friend of mine and one of the greatest tunes I know, but you're a better friend and even greater of a tune. I don't understand, sorely. He opens cabinet. See, there's a difference in friendship. How would you like it if I went and sold your ideas to the other science company? There is no other science company. If there were, they wouldn't understand them. He opens cabinet C, opens cabinet E, got print 4 out of cabinet D. You know very well what I meant. I don't have a proper plane to give the tunes tomorrow, and he's giving rally rides on his boasting balloon. There are some variables I cannot change, Flippy. Variables. Now you go on with variables again. I don't have my degree in supreme science, but I know variables are meant to be changed. They're meant to be tested. So, it starts scanning the print because doctor present. There are already other variables being tested. I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. You're a great tune, Surly, but there's some things I just don't understand about you. Trust me, Flippy, that's all I ask. The election is fair. That's how it shall stay. I'm sorry if I'm competitive and all. I just know I can make a difference in Toontown. I know I can. It's just, I know that Slappy can too. Maybe even better. I have all these wacky, delightful designs that have been stuck in my head for years. But you always get the idea before I can finish explaining. You provide most of the creative genius in them anyways. I just don't know. Slappy. Flip, you can make a great leader. There are plenty of tunes that see that, and I see that. All I'm asking is that you trust me. Trust the tunes, and most importantly, trust yourself. Maybe you'll win, and maybe you won't. I can't say. But you have a mind more imaginative than mine. However, even though my mind be even more vivid, use it to your advantage. Clobber the competition. That's why I mentioned before the phrase clobber the competition, even though this was a week later. Oops, wrong tab. Thanks, that means a lot coming from you. Now, if you don't mind, I need to get back to designing this thing for the election. There's no way I can finish it in time at this race. Alright, Doc. Take care, and thanks again. He opens the door. Oh, and Flippy, yeah? Check the news when you get home. I sent something there for you. Alright. That depends if I can get this design right. I'll find some time. Just remember, not change the wrong variables. And then, here's the two images. Don't be unfair, and I and J were once the same letter. I and J was once the same letter. It's just a ton of binary code, and then you'll see this one in a second, which would be in a second. This is it all decoded. So anyways, this basically, Reggie the Duck summed it all up perfectly. So, basically, those two ones were Don't Be Unfair and I and J were once the same letter. So everybody thought it was the Play Fair cipher because Don't Be Unfair reminds you of Play Fair, basically, and I and J were once the same letter because most of the time in Play Fair, I and J do morph into the same letter, and if they don't, some other letter will, but I and J by default. After a while, they suggested the gag track on the front could help with the binary code, as you can see here. Adam successfully solved it by doing the sum of all of the gags, damage / health that were X. As you can see, some are X, some are not. The sum of them the sum of them all is 745, which makes the binary of 1011101001. Now, all he had to do was to XOR this binary and all the binary on the back of the blueprints. Like I said, everything on back is that. So anyways, the solution was springing particle Q. We were told not to guess the key, and there was a reason. The typo was not accidental. Trying to decrypt it didn't work until a moment where someone figured out a picture of the box with the four tiny squares and at each end and a lock in the middle. This meant the four square cipher, and being two different keys, we already had those, and basically we got this. So, the portability design. Zappy balloon must be carefully arranged in compression state to spring up rather than compress down. Provide pressure on object to shrink. All objects may be all stretched, compressed, and squished with this method. Particles are spring-loaded to fit maximum wackiness. Spring-like atoms structures allow for compression up to 400%. Gag storage jelly bean jars and gardening tools, sticker books, and carts are necessities. Simply flick your wrist and throw the spring back to full-size DS. On a side note, Joy's title ever since, and Joy's been encrypting his title, basically. And using the same ones, you can same keys and same cipher, you can get change wrong variables. And that's basically it for now. Yeah, that's the terminal, and I'll be back next time for the next part of this. And bye, everybody.